Stop scrolling for a second. What if the life you're living right now is quietly slipping through your fingers, and you don't even realize it? One day, you'll look back and wish you had acted sooner, thought deeper, and lived wiser. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now, what you're about to hear could change how you see everything: your struggles, your mindset, your future. Stay with me, because this might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Life does not wait for you to be ready. It moves forward with or without your permission. Most people waste years hesitating, overthinking, and waiting for the perfect time. But the truth is harsh. There is no perfect time. The moment you are in is already enough. Stoic wisdom teaches us to act with clarity and courage, even when we feel uncertain. If you keep delaying your growth, you're choosing regret in advance. The sooner you accept this, the sooner your life begins to transform. You must learn to control your mind before life controls you. Your thoughts shape your reality more than your circumstances ever will. When you allow negativity, fear, or doubt to dominate your thinking, you give away your power. But when you discipline your mind, when you choose calm over chaos, you become unshakable. This is what separates those who rise from those who remain stuck. Master your thoughts, and you begin to master your life. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Most people run from discomfort, but growth lives inside it. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The Stoics believed that adversity reveals your true character. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" When you shift your perspective, even your hardest moments become powerful opportunities. You cannot control what people say, think, or do, but you can always control how you respond. This is one of the most liberating truths you will ever understand. When you stop trying to control the outside world and start mastering your inner world, you gain peace. People will misunderstand you, criticize you, and even doubt you. Let them. Your path is not theirs to understand. Stay focused, stay grounded, and keep moving forward. Time is your most valuable asset, yet most people treat it like it's unlimited. It isn't. Every day you waste is a day you will never get back. Imagine looking back years from now, realizing you spent your life distracted, unfocused, and chasing things that didn't matter. That realization is painful, but it's avoidable. Use your time wisely. Invest it in growth, discipline, and purpose. Your future self is watching you right now. Stop seeking validation from others. The moment you rely on external approval, you lose your independence. Not everyone will clap for you, and that's okay. Your worth is not determined by opinions. When you begin to validate yourself, your effort, your progress, your journey, you become unstoppable. Confidence is built internally, not given by the crowd. Silence is a powerful tool. Not everything needs your reaction, your opinion, or your energy. Sometimes the strongest move is to say nothing and focus on your mission. When you move in silence, you protect your peace and maintain your focus. Let your results speak louder than your words. This is how you build true strength. Discipline will take you where motivation cannot. Motivation fades, emotions change, but discipline remains. The people who succeed are not the ones who feel inspired every day. They are the ones who show up regardless of how they feel. Build habits that align with your goals. Stay consistent, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. You must accept that not everyone is meant to stay in your life. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. Holding onto the wrong people will only slow your growth. Let go without bitterness. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, support you, and inspire you to become better. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. When you appreciate what you have, you develop a mindset of abundance. Even in difficult times, there is something to be grateful for. This perspective keeps you grounded and prevents you from becoming consumed by negativity. A grateful mind is a powerful mind. Your life is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. This may sound harsh, but it is empowering. The moment you stop blaming others, your past, or your circumstances, you take control. Everything begins to change when you realize that your future is in your hands. Imagine the version of yourself you could become if you truly applied these lessons. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable. That version of you is not far away. It's waiting for you to make a decision. A decision to think differently. A decision to act boldly. A decision to grow. Life is not waiting for you to feel ready. It never has, and it never will. The world moves forward, opportunities pass, time disappears, and most people remain stuck, waiting for a sign that never comes. The Stoic mindset teaches something different. It teaches that action is the answer to uncertainty. That clarity comes after movement, not before it. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. Because the longer you wait, the heavier the regret becomes. Your mind is your greatest weapon, or your greatest prison. Every day, without realizing it, you are feeding your thoughts. You are reinforcing beliefs. You are shaping your identity. If your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, your life will reflect that. But if your thoughts are disciplined, focused, and intentional, everything begins to change. You must become aware of what is happening inside your mind. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves your reaction. There is power in stepping back, observing, and choosing your response instead of reacting blindly. This is what separates those who control their lives from those who are controlled by them. Most people are not defeated by life. They are defeated by their own thinking. Pain will come into your life. That is unavoidable. But suffering, that is often a choice. When challenges appear, when things fall apart, when life doesn't go your way, it is easy to feel like everything is against you. But Stoic wisdom reminds us that difficulty is not punishment. It is preparation. Every struggle is shaping you. Every obstacle is testing you. Every moment of discomfort is asking you one question. Will you grow, or will you break? The answer is always yours. Instead of running from pain, learn to face it, sit with it, understand it, let it teach you what comfort never could. Because the strongest version of yourself is built in moments when you feel like giving up, but choose to continue anyway. You cannot control people, not their opinions, not their actions, not their intentions, and the more you try, the more frustrated you will become. Freedom begins when you let go of this illusion of control. People will judge you no matter what you do. If you succeed, they will question you. If you fail, they will doubt you. If you stay the same, they will overlook you. So why live your life based on their expectations? Instead, focus on what is within your control, your effort, your discipline, your mindset, your actions. This is where your true power lies. Let people misunderstand you. Let them doubt you. Let them talk. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to become better. Time is slipping away, quietly, consistently, and without warning. You wake up, you go through your routine, you scroll, you think you have time. But time is not something you have. It is something you are losing. Every single day. And one day, you will realize just how much of it you wasted. That realization is painful, but you can avoid it. Start valuing your time like it matters, because it does. Stop giving your attention to things that do not serve your growth. Stop delaying the things you know you need to do. The life you want is on the other side of focused, consistent effort. And the clock is already ticking. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. The moment you depend on others to feel worthy is the moment you give away your power. True confidence is quiet. It does not beg for attention. It does not need applause. It comes from knowing who you are, and standing firm in that truth. There will be moments when no one believes in you. Believe in yourself anyway. There will be times when no one supports you. Keep going anyway, because the people who succeed are not always the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to stop. Silence is a strength that most people underestimate. Not everything deserves your response. Not every situation requires your energy. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is remain silent, observe, and move forward without engaging in unnecessary conflict. When you learn to protect your peace, everything changes. You think clearer. You act smarter. You move with purpose. And most importantly, you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. Discipline is the foundation of everything. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But discipline is what remains when motivation disappears. It is what gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it. It is what keeps you going when things get difficult. It is what builds consistency, and consistency builds results. If you rely on motivation, you will struggle. If you build discipline, you will grow. Do the work, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. That is where transformation begins. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life. This is a difficult truth, but an important one. Some people are part of your journey, not your destination. They come into your life to teach you something, and once that lesson is learned, they leave. Holding on to people who no longer align with your growth will only hold you back. Let go, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with understanding, because every ending creates space for something new. Gratitude changes everything. When you focus only on what you lack, you will always feel empty. But when you begin to appreciate what you already have, your perspective shifts. Even in difficult moments, there is something to be grateful for. Your strength, your ability to keep going, your chance to improve. Gratitude grounds you. It keeps you present, and it reminds you that life is not just about chasing more, it is also about appreciating what already exists. Your life is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. And once you accept this, everything changes. Because now, you are in control. Your decisions, your actions, your future, it is all in your hands. And that is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Imagine the person you could become if you truly applied these lessons. Focused, disciplined, unshakable, a person who does not break under pressure, but grows because of it. That version of you already exists, but it is waiting for you to step up, to stop hesitating, to stop doubting, to stop delaying, and to finally take control. So ask yourself this: will you continue living the same way, or will you change? Because one path leads to growth, and the other leads to regret. If this message spoke to you, don't ignore it. Take action, apply what you've learned, and most importantly, commit to becoming better every single day. There is something most people never realize until it is too late. You are not tired because life is hard. You are tired because you are living in conflict with yourself. Every time you ignore what you know you should do, you weaken your own trust. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you create a quiet frustration inside you. And over time, that frustration turns into regret. This is why discipline feels powerful, because it restores the relationship you have with yourself. When you say you will do something, and you actually do it, you build confidence. Not the loud kind that seeks attention, but the quiet kind that makes you unshakable. And that kind of confidence cannot be taken from you. Most people are addicted to comfort without even realizing it. They scroll when they should be working. They sleep when they should be building. They avoid difficult conversations. They delay important decisions. And slowly, they build a life they don't even want. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it steals your future. Growth feels uncomfortable in the moment, but it builds your future. You must choose your discomfort wisely, because either way, you will feel it. One comes with regret. The other comes with progress. There is a version of you that already knows what needs to be done. You've felt it before, that voice that tells you to focus, that feeling that tells you to stop wasting time, that awareness that reminds you that you're capable of more. But most people ignore it, not because they don't understand it, but because it demands change. And change is uncomfortable. But here's the truth: that voice is not your enemy. It is your potential calling you out. And the longer you ignore it, the louder regret becomes. You don't need more information. You already know enough. What you need is execution. There are people who know less than you, but are achieving more than you. Not because they are smarter, not because they are more talented, but because they act. They move. They take imperfect steps instead of waiting for perfect conditions. And over time, those small actions compound into massive results. While others remain stuck, thinking, planning, and waiting. Action creates momentum, and momentum changes everything. You must also learn to be alone without feeling lonely. Because growth often requires separation. Separation from distractions. Separation from negative influences. Separation from environments that no longer serve you. Not everyone will understand why you are changing. Some will question you. Some will distance themselves. Some will even try to pull you back to your old self, because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Let them go. You are not here to stay the same. You are here to evolve. And evolution requires courage. Courage to walk your own path. Courage to stand alone when necessary. Courage to become someone unfamiliar, even to yourself. Because that is what growth feels like. At first, it feels strange. Then it feels uncomfortable. And eventually, it feels like power. Your emotions are real, but they are not always true. Just because you feel afraid does not mean you are in danger. Just because you feel doubt does not mean you will fail. Just because you feel overwhelmed does not mean you cannot handle it. Feelings are temporary. But the decisions you make based on them can be permanent. This is why emotional control is so important. Not suppression, not denial, but understanding. Observing what you feel without letting it control what you do. Because the strongest people are not those who feel nothing, they are the ones who feel everything, and still choose discipline. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when nothing seems to be working. Days when progress feels invisible. And in those moments, most people quit. Not because they are incapable, but because they expect results too quickly. But real growth is slow. It is quiet. It happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Like a seed growing underground before it breaks through the soil. If you quit too early, you will never see what you were becoming. So keep going, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because something is happening. You are building strength, and strength takes time. You must also become comfortable with being misunderstood. Not everyone will see your vision. Not everyone will understand your decisions. And that's okay. Because your life is not meant to be lived for their approval. It is meant to be lived with purpose. The more you grow, the more you will realize that silence is better than explanation. Focus is better than distraction. And peace is better than approval. Protect those things, because they are rare, and they are powerful. At some point, you have to stop blaming your past. Yes, things may have been unfair. Yes, you may have been hurt. Yes, you may have been held back. But you cannot build a better future while holding on to old excuses. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Learn from it. Grow from it, but don't live in it, because the moment you take full responsibility, you take full control. And that is where your power begins. Think about where you are right now. Think about the habits you have, the choices you make daily, the way you spend your time. Now ask yourself honestly, is this leading you to the life you want? If the answer is no, then something needs to change. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because change does not happen by accident. It happens by decision. And the sooner you decide, the sooner your life transforms. There is no shortcut to becoming strong. No easy path to becoming disciplined. No quick fix to building a powerful mindset. It is built daily, through small actions, through consistent effort, through choosing what is right over what is easy, again and again, until it becomes who you are. And one day, you will look back and realize something incredible. The person you once wished you could be, is the person you have become. But only if you start now. Only if you stay consistent. Only if you refuse to give up. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't let another day pass you by, because time is not slowing down. And neither should you. If this message is pushing you, challenging you, or making you think differently, that means it's working. Don't ignore that feeling. Use it, let it drive you. There comes a moment in life when you realize something uncomfortable. No one is coming to fix your life for you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not luck. And definitely not time. Time doesn't solve problems. It only reveals them. And if you keep waiting for things to magically improve, you will wake up one day in the same place, with the same habits, the same excuses, and the same regrets. That realization can either break you, or wake you up, because the moment you stop waiting is the moment you start becoming. You have more control than you think. Not over everything, but over enough. Enough to change your direction. Enough to rebuild your habits. Enough to create a completely different future. But control requires responsibility. And responsibility is something most people avoid. Because it's easier to blame. Blame circumstances. Blame other people. Blame the past. But blaming keeps you stuck. Ownership moves you forward. The moment you say, "This is my life, and I will take control of it," everything begins to shift. Slowly at first, then all at once. You must also understand that growth is not always visible. There will be long periods where it feels like nothing is changing. You're putting in effort. You're trying to stay disciplined. You're making better choices. But the results, they're not there yet. This is where most people quit. Because they expect immediate feedback. But real transformation doesn't work that way. It happens quietly, internally, deep beneath the surface, before it ever shows externally. So if you feel like you're not progressing, don't stop. You might be closer than you think. The strongest people you admire didn't get there overnight. They built themselves in silence. They struggled when no one was watching. They kept going when no one was clapping. And eventually, the results spoke for them. That is the path. Not fast, not easy, but real. You will lose people along the way. Not because you did something wrong, but because you are changing. Growth creates distance, and not everyone is willing to grow with you. Some will misunderstand your focus. Some will question your discipline. Some will even feel threatened by your progress. Let them, because your journey is not meant to be comfortable for everyone else. It is meant to be meaningful for you. And sometimes, that means walking alone. But understand this, being alone is not the same as being lost. Sometimes, it is where you find yourself. It is where you think clearly, where you rebuild your identity, where you reconnect with your purpose. And when you come out of that phase, you are stronger, sharper, and more focused than ever before. Stop being afraid of that phase. Embrace it because it is necessary. You must also learn to let go of the need to control outcomes. You can control your effort, your preparation, your mindset, but you cannot control results completely. And when you attach your happiness to outcomes, you create unnecessary pressure. Do the work, give your best, and let go of the rest. Because peace comes from effort, not perfection. You are not behind in life. You are not late. You are not running out of time. You are simply being tested. Tested to see if you will stay consistent. Tested to see if you will remain focused. Tested to see if you will keep going when things don't go your way. And if you pass those tests, growth is inevitable. But if you fail them, by quitting, by doubting, by giving up, then regret becomes your teacher. And regret is a painful teacher. Because it doesn't teach through guidance. It teaches through loss. Loss of time, loss of opportunity, loss of potential. Don't let it come to that. You still have time. Right now in this moment. To change everything. There is a version of your life that exists where you are disciplined, focused, and in control. Where you wake up with purpose. Where your actions align with your goals. Where you are proud of who you are becoming. That life is not a fantasy. It is a result of small, consistent decisions made daily. And it starts with one choice. One decision to stop settling. One decision to take yourself seriously. One decision to commit, fully. No more half-effort. No more excuses. No more waiting. Just action. Clear, focused, intentional. And over time, that action becomes identity. You don't just act disciplined. You become disciplined. You don't just try to stay focused. You become focused. You don't just chase growth. You become growth. That is when everything changes. Not overnight, but permanently. And one day, without even realizing it, you will look at your life and notice something different. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are no longer the person who avoids challenges. You are no longer the person who doubts every step. You are someone who acts, who decides, who moves forward, regardless of fear. And that realization will hit you quietly. Not with noise, not with applause, but with a deep sense of clarity. You will realize, you did it, you became who you needed to become. Not because it was easy, but because you refused to quit. And that is what makes it meaningful. So don't underestimate where you are right now. This moment matters. This decision matters. What you choose to do after hearing this matters. Because years from now, you will either look back with pride or with regret. And that choice is being made today. Right now, so choose wisely. Choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose yourself. And if you've made it this far, it means something inside you is ready for change. Don't ignore that. Feed it, build it, act on it. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful insights that will challenge your mindset, strengthen your discipline, and push you to become the best version of yourself. Because this is more than just words. This is a turning point. And your new life starts now.